What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Reporting live from Cancun. Come one, come all. As always, I give out free game every Monday, 5 p.m. I wonder if the signal's going to be good. If the signal starts messing up, let me know. What's up? What's up, Kyle? Reporting live from Cancun. Hold on, let me show y'all this view real quick. Let me flip the camera. It's beautiful. It's beautiful out here. It's beautiful out here. You can see the beach over there. Today, we will be able to be talking about forgiveness. I am not going to be long because, as you see, I'm on vacation. But I want to give y'all some quick game. on the power of forgiveness. I'm on my balcony, so is there like an echo? I feel like I can hear an echo. Can y'all hear it clearly? Let me know if it's clear. I may go back in the room or something and try to do it in there. It's just the lighting is better out here. Let me know if it's clear, if you can hear me clearly. And then we'll hop back into this week. This week we are talking about forgiveness. Forgiveness. No echo. All right, cool. Appreciate you. Clear. All right, cool. So drop down below. Where is it that you're tuning in from? Actually, drop below. What is this something that you're grateful for? What are you grateful for today? What are you grateful for today? I love the questions already. What is the difference between saying I am sorry to I apologize? I don't think there is a difference. I think it's just two ways to say the same thing. But I think it's important to say what for, though. Instead of just saying I'm sorry, right? You want to know what is it that you're sorry for. Some people just apologize just to get things over with. But like, what are you actually sorry for? But today we're going to be talking about forgiveness. A lot of people, they think that getting to the next step is taking on more information. It's learning more information, learning more strategies, learning more tools, learning more about business. But sometimes getting to the next level is not a taking on. It is a removing process. It's not a bringing on process. It is a clearing out process, a removing process. And a lot of you, what is holding you back is there's energy inside of you that instead of being used to create what is it that you do desire, is energy in you being used to hold resentment, hold anger, hold frustration against different people, different situations, different events that have happened in your life. And in order to get to the next level, you're going to have to remove some of those. You're going to have to remove, right? You're going to have to remove, which means to forgive. Yeah, which means to forgive. And it's like what my guy said, forgiveness is for me is for me, not the other person. Exactly. What makes it hard for people to forgive is they think somebody has to take responsibility before you can forgive that person. And that's what's stopping a lot of you from forgiving. Is you think that a person needs to take responsibility for what they did before you can forgive that person. They need to own up. They need to take responsibility. They need to apologize. They need to tell you they're sorry before you go out and apologize or before you can go out and forgive that person. But when you're doing that, you're being held back. You're being held back by somebody else's lack of development. If somebody else has not raised their consciousness to the point to where they can understand the things that they did wrong and come and make amends for that, and you're waiting for this person to say that they're sorry, but they're not at that level of consciousness, so you're not clearing up your energy, you're not forgiving until they get to that point, you're being held back by somebody else's lack of development. You're being held back by somebody else's lack of accountability. And it's not until you can move forward, despite what the other person did, despite if they took accountability for or not, despite if they said that they're sorry or not, that you'll be able to get to the next level. Sometimes you have to remove what's in. There's somebody on this call right now that's being held back because you refuse to forgive somebody else. And let me tell you the most important person you're going to ever have to forgive. The most important person you're going to ever have to forgive is yourself. The most important person you're going to ever have to forgive is yourself. It's not the other person. When I work with clients, I have them, drop self in the comments. Drop self in the comments. I appreciate that, Todd. Drop self in the comments. When I work with clients, I have them write down, what are the judgments that you have on other people? Like the closest people to your life, what are the judgments that you have on them? They're not caring enough. They don't support me enough. They don't do this. They don't do that. They write down all of these judgments, right? And when we start doing the work, what they see is that the judgments that they have on others is just a reflection of judgments that they have on themselves. Always remember this. You can only see in others what you see in yourself. You can't see anything beyond them. So if you have judgments on other people, I guarantee you that there's a part of that you have judgments on yourself. And when you're able to turn the mirror on self, right? When you're able to turn the mirror on self and see, why is it that I'm seeing this in this person? How did I attract this person to my life? Why is it that I can only see this in this person? You can only see in others what you see in yourself. So anytime I feel like somebody did something to me, I reflect and say, what is it that I did to attract this? And how is it that I can heal things within myself? Ty, just send me a DM after this. You say you want to build. Send me a DM after this. Right? So you can only see in others what you see in yourself. So the main thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to learn how to forgive yourself. In the Bible, it says you have to forgive 70 times 7. 70 times 7. 70 times 7 is 490 times. Why did the Bible say you got to forgive 70 times 7? It's my belief that the Bible says you got to forgive 70 times 7 because once you start counting, you're going to lose track. You're going to lose track. You're not going to count to 490 times. So what the Bible is basically saying is that you're going to be on a never-ending journey of forgiveness. For the rest of your life, you're going to be on a never-ending journey of forgiveness. And the main person that you're going to have to forgive is the person that talks to you the most, which is yourself. You have to forgive yourself for doubting yourself. You have to forgive yourself for holding yourself back. You have to forgive yourself for not giving yourself permission to pursue, to do the things that you want to do. You got to forgive yourself for being so hard on yourself that you stopped yourself from truly making progress. You stopped yourself from being present with all the progress that you have made. You got to forgive yourself for comparing yourself to other people's lives. Seeing what is it that they're doing and what they're doing. And now you feel less than. The main person you're going to have to forgive is yourself. You know how many times I've had to forgive me? You know how much destruction I've caused in this world? To the lives of I've caused destruction. I've hurt people. I've destroyed, I've violated people's space. You know so out of all the things that I've done, if I was to never forgive me, then I couldn't be here right in front of you today. If I didn't forgive myself for all the times I went back to the streets, after going to jail, after getting shot in my head, after going to jail again, after going to jail again, after going to jail again, then I wouldn't be where I'm at today. But at a certain point, I have to say, you know what? I forgive you. I forgive myself. And this is why. I want you to remember this. People are doing the best they can with the information that they have at that given moment. People are doing the best they can with the information that they have at that given moment. And if you were in the exact same shoes as that person, like you grew up in the exact same household, you heard the exact same things, you experienced the exact same things, you walked the exact same streets, you will make the exact same decision and choice that that person made. And once you realize that, then you're able to let people off the hook. Because people are doing that the best that they can at the level of consciousness that they're currently at. Albert Einstein said, you can't solve a problem at the same level of consciousness that created it. Meaning that whatever you're experiencing in your life right now, whatever problems that you're experiencing, you can't solve the problem at the same consciousness that created the problem. So at a certain point, you're going to have to elevate yourself to a higher level of consciousness, because it's at a higher level of consciousness that you're able to look down at the problem and clearly see what is the issue, what is the solution to it in order to solve your way out of it. But that's how people are with their own lives. The people that you haven't forgiven, they're still vibrating at that same level of consciousness of the problem. So you're wanting them to apologize, but they're at the same level of consciousness that actually created the problem. So how are they going to apologize for a problem that they haven't ascended their level of consciousness to understand that it was a problem to begin with? They think this is just how things is done. They think that's how you're supposed to talk to somebody. They think that's how they're supposed to treat somebody. And they're projecting who they are off on you. But instead of you noticing that, forgiving yourself, forgiving them for that. And forgiveness doesn't mean that you have to stay friends or associates with a person. Forgiveness means that whatever you did that made me look at myself differently, because that's what you're really upset about. You're not upset what people did to you. You're more upset about what is it that you may mean about yourself. Somebody can get cheated on and you make it mean, oh my God, I should have known. I'm a terrible person that, how did I pick somebody like this? Like, you're mad at yourself that you didn't see it coming. How can I not have seen the signs? How did I pick somebody like this? So it wasn't really their action. It's what it made it mean about you. I'm not worthy of somebody that gives me their full attention. I'm not worthy of loyalty. I'm less than because I had a partner that cheated on me. So you're really not mad at them. You're mad about what is it that you made it mean about yourself. A lot, even the most heinous things, right? It's really the things that you made mean about yourself that you're most upset about. It's not the act itself, it's the meaning that you gave it. And when you're able to forgive, you're able to let go of the meaning. Forgiveness is letting go of the meaning that you've given to things. And it's not until you drop the meaning, you drop the story that has you looking less of yourself, that you're able to progress. Imagine like your body is an energetic storehouse. There's only so much you could do. There's only so much you could create. Like, it's like this energetic storehouse. And with most people, a lot of you, what you're doing is you have like a part of your energy that's being contracted, that's being stagnant, because it's filled with resentment, it's filled with anger, it's filled with a lack of forgiveness. And you're trying to take the other part and create, but I'm like, hold on real quick. There's only so much more you could take in before you got to let something go to make space. I want you to write make space in the comments. So you need to start making space. You need to start making space. You got to start making space for a new perception of yourself, for a new perception of what's possible in this world. You got to start making space. You got to start making space to have a deeper understanding of who you are in this world. You got to start making space. You got to drop the ideas and the limitations that you have about yourself and make space for a new identity to emerge. Make space for new revelation. Make space for new business opportunity. You got to forgive people and stop thinking that everybody is going to do you bad. You got to make space for new partnerships. You know how many people I've had betray me in my life? Majority of the people that's ever been closest to me have betrayed me in my life. You know how many people have had to forgive in order to make space for new friends, to make space for new business partners, to make space for new relationships? So I don't just look at everybody in this world like they're going to end up betraying me. You know how much forgiveness and healing that I have to do? So every time I meet somebody, I don't look at them like, it's just a matter of time before they get over on me. No, I've had to forgive. I've had to forgive. You gotta be able to forgive others. And the more that you can forgive others, the more that you have the ability to forgive yourself. It's when you're not able to forgive yourself that you're not able to forgive others. I forgive quickly, man. Even when I fuck up, like, I'm not perfect, but even when I mess up, I forgive myself quickly. I don't make myself wrong. I don't beat myself up like that no more. This week, I missed 2 calls. I missed 2 calls with 2 clients who wanted to work with me. 2 clients reached out to want to work with me. We scheduled both calls, and I missed both of them. One of them graciously gave me another opportunity to get on the call. The other person said they don't want to work with me no more. Why would they sign up to work with somebody who's missed a call? You know how wrong I was making myself? I don't miss calls. You know how much I was beating myself up? Oh my God, how am I a coach? How am I going to do this? How can I say I can help people? How am I going to talk about commitment and I'm missing calls? Like, you know how much I was beating myself up, and then I have to just, you know what? Yeah, I missed the call, and I forgive myself. Yeah, I forgive myself. I gotta let it go. There's nothing I can do about it but learn from it. Let me learn why I missed the calls. One of them I didn't schedule. The other one I double scheduled. I had a client that flew in person, and I didn't realize that I had another time scheduled with somebody else. I didn't account for the time that we would be together. All right, cool. Let me learn from this situation and let me adjust. But let me not just stay in this mode of beating up myself up. A lot of you spend so much effort, so much time beating yourself up instead of creating solutions of how you want to move forward in the future. You got to let go of the past in order to move from the future. The past is only there to learn from. It's not there to stay in. It's not there to dwell in. The past is there to learn from in order to move forward. You want to take the lessons of the past to be able to create the vision of the future. But you don't want to take the lessons of the past and use that same past circumstance and just keep recreating over and over in the future, because now you have fears. Now you've already experienced things, so you're expecting that exact same thing to show up over and over and over again. And that's why a lot of you attract the same type of people, the same situations, the same individuals over and over again, because you haven't truly let go of what occurred in the past. Drop a 777 if this is making sense. What up, y'all? Drop a 777 in the chat if this is making sense. A lot of you're creating the future from what occurred in the past. Instead of creating the future from what is it that you desire to see, you're creating it from what is it that you've already saw. And that keeps recreating more and more and more of itself. And you're wondering why your years are not looking different. Your life is not going to look differently until you start looking at things differently. You gotta catch that. Your life is not going to look differently until you start looking at things differently. And I challenge you to look at the people that you feel like has hurt you, the people that you're unable to forgive. Look at it from a different lens. Look at it from a different lens. You know how many times I have clients that come to me and they have experienced things from their past with their parents, and they never let go. I had a client, this is about this past week or so, and she had a lot of hardship growing up from her parent, right? And she blamed her parent for not teaching her, not equipping her, not teaching herself, kind of really being hard on all these different things. And I simply asked the client this, I said, tell me, how did your parent grow up? Like, how did your parent grow up? And she was like, well, they grew up in Africa, and that, her mom really didn't get a chance to flourish because in that culture, they value the boys more. So her brothers all got sent to college, but she didn't get sent to college. And as she's saying all this, she's realizing what created her mom to be the person that she is. And all the hardship that her mom had to go through. And she's like, oh, I see why I've learned that I'm not able to be emotional. Why my mom taught me not to be emotional, suck it up. Oh, I see why my mom told me just to praise my brothers, because that's how she was taught. And through through our 2-3 hours together, she released all resentment towards her mother because she saw that this is a human being who has their own life experience as well. It's not somebody trying to intentionally do something to you. So she's able to forgive her mother because she realizes, like, oh my God, my mama had it way harder than me. And I've been making her wrong, but that's just the best that she knew how to do. how she's been with me is just the best that she knows how to do. If you're holding resentment against one of your parents, I truly invite you to start asking yourself and start investigating, how was it for them growing up? How was their childhood? How was their mom? How was their dad? What is it that they were taught? How was it in that time when they were growing up? And when you do this, you're going to start seeing why they did and said and treated you the way that they did. And you'll be able to let them off the hook. We don't realize that when we're kids, we're like watching our parents grow up too. Like they don't have it all figured out. Like we're literally watching them grow up too. We're watching them heal. We're watching them overcome things. We're watching them deal with their own limitations, their own self-identity. But when we're kids, we look at it like, this is my parent, they're supposed to be perfect. But you're not understanding that they have their own limitations. They have their own negative thoughts. They have their own limited identity. They have their own shit as well. And when you're able to let them off the hook for it, then you're able to let yourself off the hook. Forgiveness is not for others. It's really for yourself. And the more that you're able to forgive others, the more that you're able to forgive yourself. Treat thy neighbor as you treat yourself. Something like that. Something like that in the Bible. Treat your neighbor as you want them to be treated, as you want to be treated. So if I want to be forgiven, what I have to do? I got to forgive my neighbor. I got to forgive them. And they're just a mirror. They're just showing me the capacity of which I can forgive myself. When you stop forgiving others, ask yourself, what is it that you're not forgiving you about? What is it about you that you haven't let go? What is it about your past that you haven't forgiven yourself for? There's no way you can fully forgive yourself and not forgive others. It's impossible. Because you'll be able to start extending grace. I can't extend grace to people quickly. That does not mean that I keep you in my circle or I keep you around. Now, it might be I forgive you and I cut you off. We're never talking to you. I got a lot of people in my life from the past that I've forgiven, but we don't have anything to talk about. We're not friends. We're not associates. There's really nothing here. But I can't extend grace to that person because I was able to extend grace to myself. Does this make sense? Drop 777 if this was valuable. If this was valuable, drop 777 in the chat. I really wanted to just, is what wrong? I see you says that wrong. Is what wrong? I wanted to come on this and give y'all some quick value, man, before I get back to this beach. If you have any questions, ask some questions. If you have any questions, drop a question if you have a question. Or you can request to join. Before I get off and come get back to my vacay, y'all, my life's so lit, I ain't gonna cap. I closed the business deal on Friday. I said, man, I gotta go somewhere. I gotta get away. And on Sunday, I woke up in Mexico. My life's so lit. Cutting them off after forgetting. No, that ain't wrong. That's life. Hell no, that ain't wrong. I didn't have people steal from me, get over on me, think I was gonna get locked up forever, and nah, that ain't wrong. I'm cutting them off. I can forgive you, don't mean I have to keep you around. I don't have any hard feelings. It's not no beef. It's not no resentment. If I see you, we can still say what's up, how you been, everything. But I don't need you in my circle. I don't need you in my space. I don't need you in my energy. Nah, not at all. That ain't wrong. Hell nah. Any questions? Supreme Jewels. I love that. Any questions before I get out of here? Any other questions before I cut out? Anybody have any questions? Yeah, I want y'all to sit there and ask yourself. Make a list. This is what I encourage you and every one of you do. Make a list of who is it that you need to forgive. I want you to make 2 lists. Everybody watching this call, I want you to make 2 lists. The first list is, who is it that I need to forgive? And the second list is, what is it that I need to forgive about myself? What is it that I've been holding on to? What is it that I haven't let go? What is it that I need to forgive about myself? Forgive others, forgive yourself, clear up space to make room for the life that you want to create. And I promise if you do that over and over and over again, I can forgive myself every single day. Thinking thoughts about people. I may walk and think a crazy thought about somebody. I'm like, hold on, where did that just come from? I got to forgive myself. That ain't who I am. I forgive myself often. All right. Any more questions? Any questions before I cut out? Any questions? Any questions? All right, y'all. Listen. I'll be on again next Monday, same time as always, 5 p.m. Eastern. I gotta get back to this beautiful vacation. Vacay taking it so long. Look at that. Look how gorgeous it is. Y'all see that beach over there? All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Forgive yourself. Forgive some people today. Love y'all. I'll see y'all again next Monday, same time. Peace.